Today I'm going to use my xTool P2S to show y'all how I engraved my Acadia trinket trays for graduation gifts for guys. I put their monogram and the school that they're going to. What I'm showing y'all today is that I used the preset settings that came in xTool space. The engraving turned out too light, and I didn't like it like that, so I had to mess with the numbers a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of those trays that came out too light and show y'all the comparison just right on top of each other, the first engraving, and then after I mess with the numbers a little bit. But first, I'm putting this paper on top so that I can get my measurement, my distance right. Because, you know, the laser goes down as far as it can. So whenever it's doing that engraving, if I don't have my measurement right, it's going to go down into my tray and it's going to hit the sides and it's going to mess it all up. Okay, so the settings that I use are, my power is 55% and my speed is at 365. You can see the darker engraving going over the lighter engraving, and I just think that that looks better. Once you get the oil on it and everything, it looks so classy. If you notice, way down in here, you can see how the laser is kind of going back and forth, and clearly it's going over that edge. That's why we put that paper there, so that we can get that measurement to be just above that lip, because if not, and we had it measured wrong, it would be knocking that tray all over the inside of there right now. So here you can see the comparison of the first engraving, which is the very light one, and the second engraving, which is the black one. Once we get the oil on there, y'all, I'm telling y'all, it looks so much better. But that engraving to me looks like it's going to last longer than the lighter engraving. I mean, I get that scratches and things happen to wood trays, but I just think that if we make a darker engraving at the front end, then it won't look as bad when it starts getting all scratched up. Okay, so here I put the oil on it, and look, you can't, if you're looking front on the tray, you can barely see that first engraving, right? You can see it from the side, which, you know, that's really cool. But I just think that the black, it just pops better. I understand that they press this wood together. I get that. I just think it's so cool how it's all the same but all different at the same time. My advice is to start with the pre-programmed settings, and then, you know, if you don't like it, then bump it up some. I'm still learning just like everybody else, and if I would have been smart when I did this tray, I wouldn't have touched it, and I would have just kept going back over it until I got my settings the way that I wanted it. Okay, don't be scared to mess with those numbers, guys. It's all about trial and error, and what works for my machine may not work for your machine, so you just got to get in there and get going. Anybody wants a demo, I got the P2S and the F2. Holler at your girl. Love you, mean it, bye.